everyone, it's your homegirl Jenny Lee with VRA Realty. Welcome to another episode of Good to Know in Chester County, your inside scoop on local businesses that make Chester County feel like home. Joining me today is Allison Tullio, the president of Incenter Tax Solutions, and a powerhouse on helping homeowners save on property taxes. Allison, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Once I learned about everything you guys do, I could not wait to have you on here.
Thank you.
It was about a year ago, Melissa came into our brokerage and shared everything. And since then, I've been telling everybody I know. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and how it kind of got to this point where you are now as president.
Okay. Thank you for having me. So again, my name's Allison Tullio. I'm president of Incenter Tax Solutions. All we do are property tax appeals.
Yeah.
We are nationwide, but we're focusing in on the local counties, including Chester County, because the deadline is approaching.
Yes.
I used to have my own practice doing this when the market crashed in 2008.
Okay.
And then I came to Incenter and we took it nationally. So we are nationwide. We can review any residential or commercial property anywhere in the country.
Yeah. So what I gathered from when Melissa came here, I was, I'm sure that there's other companies out there that maybe do something similar, but I think what you guys shared with me, it was something, one, so beneficial for my business, for my clients. It was just like, hey, did you know that you can have your property taxes assessed? And the way that you structure it is, I feel like, why wouldn't anyone do it? But would you say, is there anything unique about your company that separates you from maybe similar ones?
So that's a great question. There are no other companies out there like
I didn't
us.
think so.
This is all we do 24/7.
Yeah.
We care about the customer. We are 100% customer oriented.
Yeah.
So from start to finish, they will be communicated with frequently on the status of their reviews, the status of their appeals.
Yeah.
We want to help your clients save money.
Yeah.
So that is our goal. And again, there is nobody out there that does this nationwide and offers free annual reviews.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to dive into that. So having you on today is so important because you kind of briefly shared that Chester County has a deadline, August, right? Is there a specific date? August?
Yes, it's August 1st.
August 1st. Okay,
Yes.
so really July is, the full month of July and then it's done. So can you give me a breakdown of how you operate with people? I could probably summarize it, but it's probably going to be better coming out of your mouth.
So Chester County, the deadline is August 1st.
Okay.
However, Pennsylvania, including Chester County, obviously, we review all year. So we're currently filing appeals right now.
Yeah.
So now is the time to get your property to us and have it reviewed.
Yeah.
How it works is once we get the property, we review it, and we'll let the property owner know how much they are overassessed if they are.
Yeah.
We can tell them to the penny what their savings will be. If they want to move forward, they sign a 1.5-page DocuSign,
Okay.
and then we take it from start to finish for the appeal. So it's a very stress-free experience for the property owner.
Yep.
And then they get their savings. Usually they get their notice. It's October, November, the end of the
Okay.
year. And then it's effective next year. So they start realizing that savings in 2026.
Yeah. So in the past within real estate, I've had multiple clients reach out to me and ask about property taxes. And I've had a few colleagues say, oh, there's this form you can, go and per township, I think, and fill it out. It's really simple. I do not agree with that.
I also do not agree with that because there is a formula involved, which people don't know.
Yeah.
And there's one number in that formula that changes every year. So it really makes sense to hire experts like us. We're going to maximize your savings.
Yep.
If you go in with the wrong evidence,
Exactly.
your taxes may increase. You're opening yourself up to that. So it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Let us do the appeal. If we win, our fee is 50% of the first year savings. It's a one-time fee. And then the property owner realizes that savings until they're reassessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again,
Yeah.
people try to do it on their own. And then I usually get the phone call the day before the hearing. Can you please take this over?
Oh my gosh.
Which we're happy to rescue them, but just let us do the work.
Yeah. I mean, for the way you break it down to, okay, about if you guys do the research and you already have the knowledge and you know how to handle it, and the cost is half of what the savings would be one time.
Right.
And then they continue to have that savings. I just think it's a no-brainer. Going back to some of my past clients, they've been denied. And, I started hearing people say, you do need a real estate attorney in this. You're going to have better chances. Because, I don't know, I could totally be wrong. But even if they just fill the form out wrong, it's a quick deny.
Correct.
So
I have been doing this for almost 20 years, sadly. That's how old I am. But so we're 100% successful because we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
If we tell you you're overassessed, we know that you're guaranteed a savings. So again, it's worth it to hire experts like us to do it.
I couldn't agree more. So since we're focusing on Chester County, I was just curious. You've been doing this for a while now. So is there anything that you enjoy about Chester County or, while you're doing the process with Chester County residents?
So I do know the board.
Okay.
They are very down-to-earth, amazing people that have been in the industry for a long time. So they understand and they appreciate when people come in with the correct evidence.
Yeah.
So, and I can tell you, working in Chester County, just with like any other county, when you're saving people thousands and thousands of dollars, whether I've ever met them face to face, they're very appreciative. So we just have a passion for helping people save money and get their property taxes in check.
Yeah. I think sometimes when I tell people about it, because I am excited about it and I do feel like everyone should know, I think they're kind of like, is this like some sort of sales pitch or something? And I'm like, no, I gain nothing out of this, but I feel like everyone needs to know because I don't feel like there's anything to lose.
There's nothing to lose except overpaying in your property taxes if you're not sending us the address. The biggest hurdle that I have is exactly that. People think this is too good to be true or it's a scam.
Yep.
I can tell you that it's not.
Yep.
Our average savings last year for a residential property was $4,600. That's significant.
Wow.
And again, remember, they're realizing that savings year after year until they're reassessed. Yeah. So there's no risk in submitting the property.
Yeah.
And if they do send us the property, your clients, anyone else that submits their property, we keep their property in our system and review it every year for them at no charge. So just like you get a well check for your body or your air conditioning or whatever, we're checking your taxes every year at no charge.
That was, I think, one of my favorite features you guys have because, maybe there is somebody who reaches out to you and you do the research and you're like, it's not going to make sense this year, but you're in our file now. You're in our system. And if we see that next year or the year after where we can help you save, we're going to reach out.
Yes.
So,
and when someone contacts us, we don't do anything with their information except review the property.
Yeah.
If they're overassessed, we discuss it with them. Obviously, we need their permission to file the appeal. So people don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. What is something about your industry that people may not realize? Which I think is probably a lot of things. But if you can think of a few specific things, because, what I'm hoping for is that, this gets out there and people start paying attention to it and realizing it. So if there's a few key things that you think would be important for people who don't really know a lot about it to share.
So again, I discussed the biggest hurdle, which it's not a scam. It's not too good to be true. I think people are hesitant because they don't understand the process. so that they're a little intimidated in submitting their property to us. Like I said, I love my team. They will take care of anyone that comes to us. So no one should be afraid to have their property taxes reviewed.
Sorry, were you going to share another thing or?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So Melissa is really responsive.
Mm-hmm.
I did have one person ask me a question that I didn't have the answer to. Their fear was, if I go through this company and have my taxes assessed, is there a chance that it could cause a red flag and go up? And Melissa got back to me and said no. So it sounds like there's a huge line, right? Because you shared something earlier that if you do it on your own, there is a chance it could go up. And you guys must be doing something right.
Yes.
So,
like I said, I've been doing this for so long. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
We would never appeal if we didn't think they were guaranteed a savings. So,
Right.
And again, we're very conservative.
Yeah.
And we want to be 100% successful
Yeah.
going forward. So,
Yeah, and you prevent them from maybe causing an issue when they're trying to do it on their own, right?
yes, but answering your question about the red flag,
Yeah.
there's never a red flag anywhere. Either you're overassessed and you should appeal, or you're not overassessed and you do nothing.
Yeah.
So the red flag is when you go in with the wrong information.
Exactly.
So we don't want red flags for anyone.
Yeah.
Which is why we're here.
And that's why I keep telling people to use you instead of
so-
trying to do it on their own.
Yes.
So I usually like to ask people, can you think of like a really challenging situation that you've been through with a client, a specific case that was, really hard, but you kind of worked through it and figured it out?
So thankfully in this line of business, I love it so much. Nothing's really a challenge. I think one of the best overall experiences that I've had is representing someone 3 years in a row and saving them $42,000 in property taxes.
Oh, my goodness.
So, again, that's why we do the yearly review.
Yeah.
People don't know that you can appeal year after year, but every year it starts fresh. So that's probably one of my most amazing moments, I would say. And that's why I encourage people to get their properties in our system.
So that's actually new to me since I've, started, communicating with you guys and telling everybody. I just assumed that, after, we did it, good job, saved you some money. I did not know that you could do it 3 years in a row.
Yep. It's
Wow.
all based
42,
on numbers. 42
42,000.
total, yes.
That's incredible. I don't know if there's anything else that you think that's really important to share with people listening. I would love for you to share more detail. It is pretty straightforward.
It is pretty straightforward. I'm thankful for you and realtors like yourself that are smart enough to know the value add of this service.
Yeah.
So thank you and kudos to you for that. And again, I just encourage people to submit their property, whether they get in touch with you, which they should because you're offering this, or go directly to our website.
Yep.
Now's the time because, like you said, the deadline is approaching.
Yeah.
August 1st.
Yeah, and I will make sure this gets out and people knows. So how can people contact you? You just mentioned website. If you want to share your website, if you're on social media, anything like that, I want to be able to, have people know where to contact you.
Sure. So our website is www.incentertaxsolutions.com.
Okay.
I am on social media with Incenter Tax Solutions, Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram. I am the property tax queen. I think that's my handle.
I love it.
So yes, we're on LinkedIn. You can find us anywhere.
Okay.
And if you Google us, we come up right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for doing this because I think a lot of people benefit from it.
Thank
So
you.
appreciate
I'm
your
so happy
time
to be
today.
here.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'll be your love, I'll be your sunshine, I'll be your love, I'll be your sunshine.